I would like to explain to you how just about every laptop manufacturer is cheating its customers. Similar to how car manufacturers make their money off their parts, laptop and computer manufacturers, Mini 9's laptop. This was the most convenient one for me to use to demonstrate, and I did cut it open. Unfortunately, I'm up north and I completely forgot the Dell Mini 9 to put the battery back into to show you. But that won't hurt because it's going to take me a couple days to fully properly charge these cells anyways. So here's what the problem is. The computer decided, oh, this battery's got no more capacity left. Well, I beg to differ. I betcha this has plenty of capacity left, given that these cells are about, let's see, Dell Mini 9s were produced in end of 08 through 09, Mini 9s and Mini 10s, given the capacity of 18650 lithium cells, which is what are in most of your laptop batteries. So it's a commodity cell. Let me show you what I got. That's what I use for my flashlights. I have an Ultrafire BRC 18650 cell here. Now, given the average capacity, I'd say these are about maybe 1.5 amp hour. At least they were originally, somewhere around there, without actually cutting everything open and destroying it. There's no way to be 100% for certain what the original is, because I'd have to see the serial numbers and whatnot off the side. So, what I have here, I have a special battery charger for 18650 cells. Now, obviously, the charger was designed for you to shove a single cell in each slot. Since I can't do that, I'm going to use alligator clips, and I'm going to clip them onto the corresponding terminals. I can only do one cell at a time, which is another reason I chose this, because this one's only got 4 cells instead of 8. So I'll charge each cell individually. Now, what's so special about this 18650 charger, and it does other lithium cells and nickel metal hydride as well, is it actually tells me the battery capacity. Gino! Alright, here, smell cheese. There we go, that's one way to make them hide. Smell cheese?
Smell cheese.
He doesn't say smile cheese. For him, it's always smell cheese. Yeah, you're funny. This charger will tell me what the capacity of each battery is. And as I charge them, as I take them off the charger, when I'm done, I'm going to have to move it out of the way. But I'll show you what I come up with for each cell. Now, for it to be the most accurate, it needs to... This one doesn't do a discharge. That one, the one that did the discharge, I would have had to add another $100 to, which no big deal. Usually when I test cells to discharge, I discharge them in my 1000 lumen flashlight, which is, as you can see, extraordinarily bright. Come on, get that out of the way. And once you charge it from rule of thumbs, I think usually about 3.2 volts is considered dead. It varies depending on the exact... Gene, hold still. Chemistry and whatnot. And what additives are in the battery, manufacturer, so on and so forth. And nominal, I believe, was 3.7. And absolute maximum you really don't want to exceed is 4.2 volts. Once you hit 4.2, every time you go a tenth of a volt higher than that, it's like exponential degradation just from being that charged. Which I have another video I'll talk about with a tablet laptop made by Asus, that they purposely charge theirs to 4.3 volts. That would increase degradation by about 50% compared to if it was just charged to 4.2. or something similar to like 4.1 like Tesla does, greatly increases the cell life. But since it's a non-replaceable battery, in that case, they're trying to get you to replace the whole computer. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to write down the voltage now. Unfortunately, I'm not going to discharge completely each cell. But just to give you an idea that these batteries are still good, we're going to charge them up and see how many milliamp hours goes into each battery. So let's get the charger out of the way there. In fact, I'm watching my car charge right now. Let's see. Turn my Gene, hold still. Okay, we'll start down here. We'll start at 3.55. Don't touch.
Don't touch.
Do one next to it. 3.81. I'm going to put B, meaning before. 3.03. And 3.59. Gene, lay down. Mr. Antsy tonight. So there we go. That's the current before voltages. I'm now going to alligator clip them and connect them up and let them start charging. This is a time-consuming process, but it'll show you that there's in fact capacity left in this battery. And then since that's going to take a couple days, then we'll pop it back into the computer, and I'll show you the computer will still say 0% charged and will not let the battery work at all. Planned obsolescence. Okay, kind of got it first cell connected up just to show you kind of what this charger's doing. Come on. There we go. Now yes, the voltage does read 4.2. Usually the voltage will go up fairly quickly and then it'll add capacity a little more. It's been connected for about a minute and we've already put 16 milliamp hours in it. Disregard the percentage charge, that's off quite a bit. It can, just like a Tesla, can linger at 98, 99 for quite a while before finishing. Already at 18 milliamp hours in 19 and under 2 minutes yet. So we're going to let this one go. I'll show you what each one is when it's completed. And then we'll pop it in the computer and show you. The computer will still say battery does not hold a charge. Okay, the first cell is done. Despite not being completely dead when we started charging it, we were still able to put in, 605 milliamp hours. So it is now full. We're going to switch over to the next one. But 605 milliamp hours on a cell that wasn't even completely dead yet. A laptop should still be using it even if its capacity was only 650 milliamp hours. So I'm going to switch, or 605 milliamp hours. I'm going to switch over to the next cell and I'll show you the update at that point. The next cell has 201 milliamp hours put back into it. Given that one actually had the highest voltage of all four at 3.81, that also means it was closest to being full already. So I would say that would be a roughly acceptable number to top it off. So I got two down and two to go. Alright, cell number 3 is complete, and it is 1,293 milliamp hours. Cell number 3 was also the one that started with the lowest charge at 3.03 volts. So that one also would, of course, correspondingly take the most charge, which, considering the low charge on that one, that was a decent amount of power to stick into that battery. Very decent amount of power. Alright, cell number 4. I will be starting the charge now. That one's at 3.59 volts, which is only 0.04 volts higher than the first cell we did. And that first cell we did was 605. So we'll see, since those are, for all intents and purposes, pretty much identical at the moment, we'll see if the amperage power put back into cell number 4 is around equal or even with number 1. Alright, last cell is done charging. Little lower than the first one. This one's coming in at 457 milliamp hours. Let me write that down. And the first one, which had a slightly lower voltage, came in at 605, so 150 milliamp hours. So I'd have to say that that one probably has slightly less capacity overall. Now, since I didn't start with all of them down at about 3.2 volts, can't be 100% accurate. But basically, what I'm just trying to show to you is, that's just what I put back in there. What I'm trying to show to you is that the batteries are still good. There's nothing wrong with them. So we got those all manually charged right back up. Now the next step is I will pop this into the laptop and show you that the laptop still says that the battery has 0 charge. So 0, 0, 0, 0, anywhere 0, and will not function with this battery. And it's pretty much like that with pretty much all laptop manufacturers. You see there's a little circuitry in here. Now this one, because it's such a compact battery, I can't open it up all the way to show you. I did have a previous video on waking up lithium cells where I attempted to revive a laptop battery for a different computer of mine that I showed more of the circuit board. You're more than welcome to look up that video. Might be entertaining and informative for you as well. But laptop batteries do have circuitry in them that is supposed to guess the life of the battery and how much capacity is in them. However, I also found that that same circuitry can also be programmed, because it's proprietary. You really don't have access to any of that. Programmed to reduce capacity over time, whether despite if the actual batteries themselves have or do not have capacity or any losses at all. And what's that mainly meant for you? Means that you get to buy a new battery, or in the case of my Asus laptop, buy a whole new computer, because that's a tablet, non-serviceable, which everything's serviceable, quote unquote, but you get my point. Now, if you remember the last time we spoke, we had charged up that battery. We got 605, 201, 1293, and 457 milliamp hours respectively. into each of these batteries, according, of course, depending on the voltages. Would tell us, how low each battery is. Now this battery has been sitting for a while since I really kind of stopped using this thing. Once the battery, once the battery officially stopped working according to the computer itself, and I do have like 4 of these buggers. Gave them all to family members. Not bad when you get them for 99 bucks a piece, brand new due to a Dell pricing error. Now, battery won't turn on. See, but I don't know where Gino ran off with my multimeter, but I tested it. Battery voltages are holding steady, just a hair below 4.2 volts, which means, of course, full. I'm going to plug it in now. We're going to, lights on. It's alive. Only problem with these little buggers is they were slow as hell. Why were they slow? Because the SSD drive that Dell put in them was slow as freaking heck. You're actually better off putting a high-speed SSD card in these and reinstalling the operating system onto a, not SSD, onto the SDHC card. Here we are. Load up a little program here called Battery Mon. Now this one, I fried my, you can tell how much I've used this thing just based on the completely worn out touchpad. Whoopsie. I need to grease my tripod. And no, I'm not referring to anything dirty by that. You can see the battery light blinking there. And no, I did not damage a single thing in there. Okay. Let's zoom in a bit so you guys can all read this as well. It's going to be just a wee bit off. A nice neat little program. It can monitor different things, charging, power source, battery status, percentage. I can tell you time remaining, so on and so forth. And of course it says 0% battery remaining. Let's see here. We want to look. Design capacity. Now this is just... Okay, here we go. Alright. I was misreading this myself. Let's zoom in just a wee bit more. It's important to pay attention and read everything. Okay, design capacity 32,560 milliwatt hours. Or in other words, 2,059 milliamp hours. Full charge capacity 65. You see, something's not reporting right because that is physically impossible. If that was possible, my car would be running off this little battery. So that is not reporting properly. Current capacity 0 watt hours, 0 milliamp hours. Current battery voltage. Well, voltage is fine. It's not charging, not doing anything. Come on. Oh shit, that's right. This isn't a touch screen. Oops. Getting so used to modern conveniences of touch screens. Now there's only one battery in here. We can refresh it all we want. Voltage might fluctuate just a wee bit. Otherwise, that's it. If I pull the power cord out, this thing will shut off. What am I getting at? Well, you can do a little Google search to find out more information on what specifically I'm talking about here. But in other words, it is, like I said previously, manufactured obsolescence. Big surprise. What nowadays does not have manufactured obsolescence? And unfortunately, I was not able to reproduce this, but this little laptop actually had a blue screen of death. Yes, big surprise, Windows blue screen of death. Somehow, that blue screen of death actually bypassed whatever circuitry was in the laptop or in the battery or laptop, whatever, however it reports and works, that tells the computer that, hey, I'm dead. So basically, after I unplugged it, it just kept running. And here I thought, oh, well, it's a 0% capacity before the blue screen of death. So what did I do? I left it on and unplugged. Wouldn't you know, on this bad, dead battery, this computer managed to stay powered up with the screen lit, displaying the blue screen of death error for 7 hours. Yes, 7 hours on a dead, bad battery? No. So, something I'm trying to figure out right now, and I'm not having too much luck, since I couldn't reproduce that no matter what I tried. Oh, there's a Java update available. Big surprise. Isn't there like a Java update available like every other freaking day? What I'm trying to do is figure out how to reset whatever chip, whatever software, or even maybe remove it. I don't care if there's a battery meter or not, as long as I can have some battery power. I don't usually operate laptops on strictly battery power, but I do like to move from room to room. So I mean, if I can just like unplug, go to another room and plug it back in, and carry on whatever I'm doing, I like that. Obviously, I have a tablet now, so my usage is changing just a little bit, but there we have it. If I do manage to figure out how to reset that, I will, of course, make a video and let you all know. In the meantime, this sort of semi-rant Planned Obsolescence video is just a little fun, take a little break from Tesla this, Tesla that, Tesla. Although I still have my old electric Alfa Romeo sitting in my driveway, and I just might be getting my hands on about 2,000 laptop batteries. Laptop batteries meaning the whole thing, not the individual cells. I'm planning on ripping those all apart since they are all ones that no longer work. And I'm going to see if I can maybe build an 18650 battery pack for my Alpha. How's that sound? Increase the range a little bit. Maybe I'll actually be able to sell it. If anybody's interested, I am selling an electric 1991 Alfa Romeo 164. Interior is spotless mint. Even has a little paper tag hanging underneath the steering wheel that tells you how to adjust it. Come on, where are you going to find that on a 24-year-old vehicle? 23, 24, 24. My math sucks. Good night to everybody, and have a happy Thanksgiving. Oh my.